All right, what's going on, you guys? Brian here with a quick rundown of what happened at AEW New Japan Pro Wrestling's The Forbidden Door event. It was live in Chicago at the United Center. They were mentioned on the show that there was about 16,000 people there. So let's just get into everything that went down. I'm just gonna give a quick rundown. I have it all written down in my notes here. So there were a total of 4 matches on the buy-in. The first one was Hiroki Goto and Yoshihashi defeating Aaron Solo and QT Marshall of the Factory in a battle of hosses. It was Lance Archer defeating Nick Camarado. Lance Archer building up momentum heading into the G1 Climax tournament. That's going to be starting on July 16th. And he's going to have his work cut out for him in the block that he's in. He's going to have some big guys like Jonah, Bad Luck Fale, Jeff Cobb, just to name a few. In tag team action on the buy-in, Keith Lee and Swerve Strickland, otherwise known as Swerve in Our Glory, or whatever, or I think that's what it's called. They defeated El Desperado and Yoshinobu Kanemaru. After the match, we would hear from Ricky Starks and Powerhouse Hobbs, who have been feuding with Keith Lee and Swerve Strickland. Then, in a unusual, what turned out to be a 4-on-2 handicap match, the Gun Club, Austin, Colton, and Billy Gunn, they teamed up with Max Caster of the Acclaimed to defeat the LA Dojo. Some of the guys that are training in the LA Dojo. That includes the DKC, Alex Coughlin, Kevin Knight, and Yuya Uemura. Those were the 4 guys that took on Billy Gunn and Max Caster, and I say that it was a 4-on-2 handicap match because at the beginning of the match, Danhausen would appear and he would play a custom entrance music for Billy Gunn's kids, Austin and Colton, which had them running to the back to go look for him. Then, so that turned into where it was Billy Gunn and Max Caster winning the match and over the LA Dojo trainees. So onto the main show itself. We started off with a 6-man tag, or a trios match, I should say. Sammy Guevara, Chris Jericho of the Jericho Appreciation Society, they teamed up with Minoru Suzuki to defeat Shota Umino, Wheeler Yuta, and Eddie Kingston. And in this match, because Jericho, Sammy Guevara, and Minoru Suzuki won the match, that means that the Jericho Appreciation Society this Wednesday night at Blood and Guts will have the man advantage in that matchup. So that's going to be interesting when they take on Eddie Kingston, Santana Ortiz, John Moxley, Wheeler Yuta, and their mystery partner that was going to be replacing Bryan Danielson. FTR, they walked out as the Ring of Honor World Tag Team and IWGP Heavyweight Tag Team Champions, defeating Jeff Cobb and Great O'Khan, as well as Roppongi Vice in a 3-way match. During the match, however, I think it was Dax Harwood suffered a shoulder injury that took him out of the match for a little bit, but near the end of the match he would return to help out Cash Wheeler. And they wound up pinning Rocky Romero to not only retain the Ring of Honor World Tag titles, but also win the IWGP Heavyweight Tag Team Championships. We saw Pac winning the 4-way match, and he is the first ever AEW All-Atlantic Heavy Champion. He defeated Malachi Black, Miro, and the replacement for the injured Tomohiro Ishii, Clark Connors. So that is a big victory for Pac. So congratulations to him. In another trios match, it was Shingo Takagi teaming up with Darby Allin and the Icon Sting to defeat the Young Bucks and El Phantasmo of Bullet Club. And Shingo Takagi, Darby Allin, and Sting picked up the win in this one when Shingo defeated El Phantasmo to win the match for his team. We had a backstage segment where Tony Schiavone was going to interview Shota Umino about his performance in that trios match, but he would wind up being attacked by Jericho and company, and Jericho would wind up throwing a fireball. Well, he wouldn't be attacked, but he would have a fireball thrown into his face by Chris Jericho, which Jericho did to Eddie Kingston a few weeks ago on Dynamite. Thunder Rosa, she retained her AEW Women's Championship against Toni Storm in a really good match. For the IWGP US Championship, it was Will Ospreay defeating freshly squeezed Orange Cassidy. We saw the debut of Claudio Castagnoli, formerly known in the WWE as Cesaro. So Claudio made his debut tonight at Forbidden Door as he defeated Zack Sabre Jr. And since he defeated, and with that, he now moves on to this Wednesday night at Blood and Guts, where he will be the replacement for Bryan Danielson in Blood and Guts. So it'll be Eddie Kingston, Santana Ortiz, Jon Moxley, Wheeler Yuta, and Claudio Castagnoli taking on the Jericho Appreciation Society in Blood and Guts. In a four-way match for the IWGP Heavyweight Championship, it was the Switchblade Jay White defeating Kazuchika Okada, Adam Cole, and Hangman Adam Page when Jay White took advantage of Okada hitting a Tombstone Piledriver on Adam Cole. He wound up hitting the Switchblade on Okada and then wound up pinning Adam Cole. So Jay White is still the IWGP Heavyweight Champion. And in the main event, Jon Moxley became the interim AEW World Champion, defeating Hiroshi Tanahashi in a very physical matchup with the Paradigm Shift. Afterwards, Jericho and company would come out and attack Moxley. Eddie Kingston would come out to make the save. Then here comes the other members of the Blackpool Combat Club, as well as Santana and Ortiz. And then when the Jericho Appreciation Society had the advantage, here comes Claudio Castagnoli to make the save, and it ended with all six men, or both teams having a face-off with Jericho and company heading up the ramp while Moxley and company stayed in the ring. So that was pretty much it for AEW and New Japan Pro Wrestling's Forbidden Door event. This has been my recap of it. Overall, I thought it was a really good show. So with that being said, we'll have to wait and see what happens this Wednesday night at Blood and Guts. As always, I am Brian, and I will see you next time.